Okay, so in this video, let's talk about solving quadratic equations. First of all, a quadratic equation is an equation in which the value of the related quadratic function is 0. So we have ax squared plus bx plus c, which we've been working with, but now we're going to set it equal to 0. And remember, a cannot be equal to 0. So in order to solve a quadratic equation, we have to set it equal to 0. Up to now, we've dealt with quadratic functions. We're setting it equal to 0 so that we can solve it. Standard form of a quadratic equation, ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0. Roots are the solutions of the quadratic equation. So just like expressions versus equations, functions versus equations means it's equal to something. And in this case, it's equal to 0. Okay? Very important concept number 1. The roots or solutions of a quadratic equation can be found by finding the x-intercepts of a parabola when graphing. Very important concept number 2, the opposite of a square is a square root. Consequently, the opposite of a square root is a square. So if we take the square root of 16, it's 4. Just like if we have 4 and we square it, it is 16. Quadratic equations have 3 types of roots, or solutions. One, there's one distinct solution. That is when the vertex is on the x-axis. It does not have to be here at the origin. It can move anywhere on the x-axis. But that's when it has one distinct solution. 2 can have 2 distinct solutions. And it can be flipped up or down. It can have a maximum or a minimum, but it's going to touch this x-axis at 2 different places, and you can solve for both of those roots. Okay, then there's 3 no real solutions, and that means that this parabola is above or below the x-axis. In other words, we have shifted it upwards or downwards so that it doesn't actually touch the x-axis. This is how you solve quadratic equations.